in the raw. RK's Guyana Free Media. And I'm your friend, your brother, your host, Haji Dr. Roshan Kaninda. Raw. What a beautiful Sunday morning. I have to do my thing, a little bit of time at my hand. And so I must show you the beauty of my country before I go. I wish to read a piece about the city council, the city hall, which seems to have some very serious problems, which I'm going to read from the newspapers. Comment. It will appear that City Hall, city management is in a worst situation ever, and maybe very poorly managed. And it makes former Mayor Pandit Ubraj Narine, his former worship, look amazing and mature and much more elegant as a leader. I want to read that part of the newspaper shortly, but I want to show you beautiful Guyana. Look at my sorrel. You know, I'm a sorrel lover. Look, just look at my sorrels. Look at my papaya tree. Look, a little baby papaya coming there. On this little tree. Planting a lot of things. Look at my croton, look at the sunshine, you know, look at all my decorative plants, and also my aloe vera, my mint, more stuff there, roses, just total sugarcane, bananas on the other side, and so on. So this is so perfectly amazing and beautiful, this coconut tree. I'm preparing them for the new house over there. They keep growing, but I don't waste space, so I put some poi, Haji seeds inside, and it's bearing. There's some more there, and it's bearing. And these are my little grafted plants and trees that I experiment with. So I wanted to show you the beautiful Guyana and how it feels when you're planting and you're feeling beautiful about things. So in the raw. Going back shortly. Meet my little friend here. Come, what's your name? Kenya. Tanya or Kenya? Kenya. Okay, this is Kenya, the daughter of one of our staff in our home. Her name is Roshan, and this is her daughter, Tanya. And she comes to spend Sunday with her mother working, so she has the time to relax in the sofa, get little snacks, and a little bit of love. All right? Good. You go there now and sit. Say hello, everybody. Hi. Hello. All right? Okay, good. You go and sit down now and relax. I got work to do. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to our country and our city, I am a maniac. I love my country and I love my city. And when people will play political pussyfooting with the comfort, health, and happiness of the people and the appearance of our city and our country, it hurts my heart. I know the government of Guyana has been doing tremendously throughout the country and all the cities and all the townships, much in Georgetown, more in Berbice, New Amsterdam. But I'm very disappointed with Georgetown. Pandit Ubraj Narine, the former mayor, was much more excellent, available, much more interested. He used to go up on the sites. He used to go and do a job himself. He used to get shovel and spade and so on, which we have never seen in the history of this country. That should be an inspiration to the current mayor, who I respect, but you don't see this mayor. You don't see him on the street. Like he is basically a symbolic mayor locking up in his chambers. His mayoral chambers with a lot of power, a lot of symbols, and so on. But we need to see the mayor, and so on. Now, I want to give you a suggestion before I read this. This is from the Guyana Chronicle I read now. We can't rely on this city council by Excellency former President Dr. Jagdeo. Yes, we really can't rely, according to him, on what I saw. Now, if you pass through Regent Street, ladies and gentlemen, and you see the gutters there, if I recall the PPPC on the campaign with the former mayor and now councillor on the side of the PPP. Now, I am not applauding PPP in any way. I'm just pointing out facts. They clean all the major city streets, Rob Street, Water Street, with their hands with some help. But if you see what's going on, if you check the border area, if you check around the old cricket ground in border, the disgrace of the gutters and the little canals and the shame, they're not even cleaning the streets. It is very disgraceful. To my opinion, it is very shameful. And I must say also it is very annoying as a citizen and a prompt taxpayer of this country. If you pass by the border market area on Regent Street and the building, that's perpetual blood and meat and fish stink that accumulate in those gutters, near where the beggars usually accumulate to get their handouts. The disease that is being spread there, the rats that's infesting in there. And to me, the city hall is like dead. Mayor Ubraj Narine used to go around and check, and if I see something or somebody and call him, he go and he check himself. And this is why I have to applaud that former mayor. So I want to call Mr. Mentor, the current mayor, and his team, stop sitting in the offices, come out and prepare, because the rains are coming with a vengeance. With a real vengeance. And I believe if you are to get some more workers and you are to approach the businesses in the various areas, they will give a tangible contribution to help to pay for the labor to clean these gutters. Or we're going to have massive flood in the city. Politically, maybe the city government want that, as we had seen in the past. Now, I was in Kanji Street, Section K, Campbellville. And the streets are so stink with diplomatic and expatriate people living there. But what about our own Guyanese too? They have a right to live and to enjoy. Right? So, this whole entire place needs to be clean. Except your worship, mentor of the city of Georgetown, and staff, town clerk, management, the whole section, Gay Campbellville, Lamaha Gardens, elegant areas, they need to be cleaned. But what about the regular areas, Charlestown, Alboystown? Places need to be cleaned to prepare for the rains which will come and will wreak havoc in this country. And I'm not surprised when I look at these papers of Sunday edition, 21st April 2024, where VP Jagdeo is saying we can't rely on this city council. And this is on page 3. Let me, with my take given, and my appeal, and not a condemnation, with my appeal given to City Hall, His Worship the Mayor Mentor, and his team, and Deputy Mayor, etc., 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 I am suggesting and recommending that you all move fast. And I must state also that I pass an area in near Prashad Nagar, and also coming from the Rupert Craig Highway, turning into what is now Conversation Tree, going to turn into railway embankment going east. That whole area is loaded with heavy paragraphs and will create a problem if these rains come. So my appeal to Ministry of Public Works to try and do what you could do, and also to try to work with City Hall for the sake of the benefit of this country. We must remember Georgetown is the gateway to the interior and the gateway to the east into the Mahaica, Maiconi, Berbice, Quarantine, and even Suriname, French Guyana. East, west, north, and south, the city of Georgetown is ours, and we must do our part to help it as best as we can. VP Jagdeo, we can't rely on this city councillor. Vice President Dr. Jagdeo has committed to the residents of Sophia, Greater Georgetown, that the government will work with them to improve their community given its current state, which is largely due to the neglect of a partnership for national unity led mayor and city council, mayor and city council, M&CC. The vice president, during a community outreach last Tuesday, highlighted the deplorable state of Sophia and other communities that are under the control of the APNU-led mayor and city council, while underscoring that the People's Progressive Party civic government has a clear plan to fully develop the country. Jagdeo noted that residents also have to step up to the task. And the former President Jagdeo is absolutely right, our current VP. We cannot throw garbage and plastic in the gutters and in the canals. We must put them in a bin and we must collect them and try to dispose of them. We cannot eat food boxes and drop on the streets and in the road and it gets into the canal. We must do our part. We must learn to weed in front of our parapets, weed by the parapet that goes into the drain. Learn even to pick things that are in the drain, because it is our community. It is our homestead. It is where you live, people of Sophia and elsewhere. You have a responsibility to your country. The Vice President took note of the canal between Commons Lodge and the University of Guyana and is swamped with vegetation. Right. The canal is swamped with vegetation. City Hall is doing nothing about it. Government might have to help, but we have a major problem there. The drag lines, when they work, the little reserve that was created by the British, and wisely so, are taken up by vendors, people who are putting little houses in it and also selling, so you can't move them. They misbehave. They call ethnicity and ethnic attacks. When those places, when the canals are clean, they need to throw the waste on the reserve. So this is another problem that the government of the day will face if they try to fix it. And if the government try to move the people, the opposition will go and encourage them to misbehave. And that is what a man like Norton is good for. Now, the Vice President took note of the canal between, okay, I dealt with that. We can't rely on the City Council for anything, he said. Although the PPPC now has 11 councillors on the Mayor and City Council, the capital city is still controlled by APNU. So they had done so much before the local government election, and it is you, the people in Georgetown, need to give another party, another government, an opportunity. So it needs a new government. Give them a chance. Stop thinking ethnicity and stop thinking political control, because what they can do for you? Can they give you anything? Can they give you a piece of land? Did they give anybody a piece of land? Did the President's Secretariat, led by one powerhouse in the Presidential Secretariat, or the Ministry of the President, give any one of you anything? Before, it was the current government in power. After, it's the current government in power. So, give that government an opportunity to run the city and see what great things will happen in the city. And if they don't do a good job, in 2 years after this general election coming up, you can fire them. Fire them. I myself will fire them. And I will expose them. APNU has controlled the city forever, from independence to now. They run the city. They run the city. That's why they believe they own it, and they own you, the people. That's my words. When you run the city, you're supposed to fix roads, collect the garbage, deal with the drainage, and you have to manage the market. That's your responsibility, Dr. Jagdeo said. I must admit that the council has a solid waste management powerhouse. His name is Walter Narine. The government needs to take note of this man. This man has experience and leadership, and he can actually run a city. He will make an excellent town clerk, to my opinion, but he is excellent in solid waste management and other aspects of management of City Hall. All lies with the government. Next. However, City Hall has placed the responsibilities on the shoulders of central government. So what to do? Should the government, as they did in 1993-94, fire the whole of City Hall and take it over and run it? They have the authority to do that. They can do that. Take over the city. Show what you could do. Put things in place right in time before the next election. And let the people make the choice. If they want to go back to APNU, then let APNU try to do what the government of Guyana is doing. I think with Minister Bishop Wanejil, his number 2 minister, and other powerhouses in that ministry and other ministries can do magic and wonders in this country. We have taken over the city. See what he's saying? City Hall has placed the responsibilities on the shoulders of central government because the central government want the city to look good and smell good. We have taken over. We have built a garbage dump site for nearly 15 million for the city council. They can't do it. We are putting in new pumps. We are building a pump at Lindal that would drain South Georgetown and places like Sophia, doubling the pumping capacity in the rainy season. He noted, what has the City Hall done, ladies and gentlemen? We are now fixing all the roads. We put in stoplights. We are fixing the recreational facilities. They, APNU-led mayor and city council, only collect taxes and spend the taxes. They don't even collect the garbage now. So we can't rely on this city council, Dr. Jagdeo added. I want a project to start. I see heaps of garbage, heaps of earth, everything else. If the community is going to look better, we have to keep it maintained and clean too. But we wouldn't get the city council to work with us on that. So the city council is not cooperating because of their nasty politics, it seems, and they're controlled by Norton. They're near agents of Norton to sabotage and keep the city nasty, hoping it will give the government a bad name. But the government is trying to make you happy. Remember, the government of Guyana fixed all the roads in Sophia. They care about the peoples of this country. So we must as well do it ourselves, but it depends also on the residents here. You have also to work with us to ensure that this happens. If the initial investment is made to clear the place, then you maintain it, the vice president told the residents. So if they clear and they fix and they clean, you have to see nobody dump garbage, nobody dump earth, nobody do anything nasty, anybody dump old fridge and so on. You have to report them to the authorities. And government of Guyana, you have to create a number where they could call certain members or certain number in a Ministry of Public Works, forget about the City Hall, and the police to report illegal dumping in the area of garbage and waste and so on. And people must be arrested and get some jail. Earlier this year, President Dr. Irfan Ali said that an analysis needs to be done on how to rebuild, restructure, and re-strategize the mayor and city council into an institution that caters for the needs of the people. My grandchildren are around me, and remember, this is in the raw. And this is, come here. And this is Aslan, and this is Kanya, daughter of my staff. All right? And so they're coming to see their grandpa. Let me pause a little bit. Well, my grandchildren wanted their grandfather and staff of one of our staff who brought their child to work today, giving the child some love and making her feel like part of the family. I had to disturb the recording. So, Irfan Ali, I'm going to repeat the piece. Earlier this year, President Irfan Ali said that an analysis needs to be done on how to rebuild, restructure, and re-strategize the mayor and city council into an institution that caters for the needs of the people. During the impromptu community outreach in Katy, Georgetown, dozens of residents flocked to the president to inform him of the deplorable state of the area. President Ali remarked, one thing about good countries and democracies that when people fail you, the institutions never fail you. And we need to build our institution in such a way that the institutions never fail. So we need a new institution. We need a new city government. You, the people, have to make this possible. You have to get rid of this thing in the city council. I'm very disappointed and sad that they can't manage anything at all, nothing at all. And the entire new management that replaced Mayor Ubraj Narine and that city government, that they can't seem to get their act together. I'm going on back now after my commentary. He added that it is what we have to look at. How do we ensure that the institution of the city council is rebuilt, restructured, reorganized, re-strategized, realigned to the needs of the people? Dr. Ali, also pointed to how engaged the PPPC councillors are with the citizens. I hope they, APNU councillors, take an example from the work that our councillors are doing and work the way they're working. The head of state underscored. So he is challenging the APNU councillors to see how the PPPC councillors are working and doing to serve the community, and hope that would wake them up and inspire them. He further said that he has expressed his views on the APNU-controlled city council countless times, and it is now up to the people to decide. You, the people, got to decide in Sophia, in Kitty, and in the area. Give the government, who has the control of the nation and the purses of the nation, to help the city by voting them in power in the next election. When we went to local government elections, we explained the consequences of not having good leadership. So this is in the hands of the people. Sometimes we have to stop speaking and let the work continue. I hope people are seeing, President Ali said, while adding that he's hoping that Guyanese have opened their eyes and recognized the reality. Now, there's a photograph here, I don't know how well you could see it. Former President Jagdeo and others sitting here, listening and talking to the people in Sophia. So me, your friend, your brother, Haji, Dr. Roshan, Caninda, raw. Say thank you and farewell, friends, and like and share. We need a proper, new, dynamized city council.